que el espacio nos rodea, que no solamente está el frente de nosotros.
And if we do want to travel and move, we can do that too.
Y si con los ojos cerrados queremos movernos, podemos hacerlo también.
My work is about trying to get people closer to their lived experience of place and space, be it through movement, be it through mapping techniques or historical, learning. So it's something about how can this practice, how can movement bring us closer to our experiences of space and place. But how might the body and the body's movement be a way of being in a space differently and getting to know a space differently? So when we go out and about, we might go to a particular space, we might just be there and just explore, closing our eyes, what this space makes us feel like and how we might want to move. And it's quite interesting once you take away the vision, how the atmosphere of a place or the wind on your face or the sensation or maybe some of the history, thinking about the history of the place, informs the body and we start to move in that space. So in the way that we might go and do a brass rubbing or we might go and do a sound recording, we're actually recording through the body and seeing if we get to know Raval. In a way there's although I don't call it that because people say it's not fairy, but I think there's a well-being aspect to the kind of work that I'm interested in developing and doing, in that in 21st century context when people are on their phones and the whole kind of ethos is about mobility, but mobility towards productivity and work and economics. I think we've somehow lost, through that fast-paced life, we've lost a connection to our lived environments. So sometimes I start an exercise with my students in particular where I say, what colour was the carpet outside the room? And the amount of them that can't answer that because they didn't even notice. So sometimes we draw a living map of our journey, the place where you bought your sweets or the place where you do, to make people kind of feel more connected with them or become more conscious of the connections with their lived environments. Because there's a lot of research about particularly older people as well losing connections, feeling disconnected with their lived environments through crime or fear or visibility or lack of opportunities to get involved. Or through regeneration that suddenly makes lived environments look very different from they did 20, 30 years ago. And it might have a well-being, a loose kind of therapeutic well-being effect. It might not. But it's my kind of hope that there's something above and beyond just dancing on a place. It's dancing with a place and getting to know it differently.
The workshop explores the relation between body and place, affections and mental connections in the neighborhood of Raval, Barcelona through movement and dance. We are interested to look at the difference between what the mind expresses, being identities, memories, values, and what the body feels, being rhythms, time, fluxes, energies. Our work methodology is based on itineraries in space, understanding the identity of this space through body senses. We are also going to discover the inner self, the inner world, and the psychological response of the body, looking at how the body thinks. And then finally we are going to focus on communication, so how the body dialogues, connects, expresses with the space and with the others. And we're going to work with choreographic narratives. It's important for us to discover and rediscover the same space through different senses and to gather information, layers of information of the same space. And we are also going to discover ourselves and this sense of response to the environment based on different topics. For example, the topic of stillness or the heart beating or the adaptation of the body to space. Through these different topics, we are going to understand these different psychological responses. And then for us, we understand the city as a body, and we understand the body as a space, as a city that gathers different spaces, as a universe that gathers different spaces. So the neighborhood of Raval has lungs, has eyes, has dorsal spine, and the body of the participants, they have spaces, hidden spaces that have to be discovered. The background of the participants are migrants, so all of them left their places of origin to come to Raval in different waves of migration, historical waves of migration. So we want also to observe the sense of adaptation, sense of attachment and belonging to space. And finally, we are going to produce a meaningful space through site-specific dance. We are going to predicate space. In this predication of a meaningful space, we are going to create landscape.
Y a mí, pues, no sé, cualquiera, esta de los árboles, de cosas los árboles. Sí. Me hizo ilusión ir cosiendo.
Es sentir la ciudad, el espacio de otra manera, conectado más con el cuerpo, pero ya no tan, casi con la vibración un poco del cuerpo. Entonces, eso es lo que me ha sorprendido.
Pues de mucha satisfacción, de un encanto de pasear por los lugares que había paseado antes y que no lo había experimentado hasta ahora, de descubrir lugares que ni me imaginaba que existían aquí en el Raval.
Los ejercicios que nos habéis estado indicando, como ha sido un ejercicio distinto cada vez, es decir, que hemos trabajado hoy, el otro día bailamos por la Rambla del Raval y estamos haciendo un ejercicio. Hoy ha sido una experiencia completamente distinta. He vivido a la Rambla de otra manera.
Como vamos con vosotras, que vamos haciendo cosas, pues es distinto, claro, no vas pensando en la gente ni en nada, vas centrada en lo que vosotras decís, o que tenemos que hacer.
No vas pensando
Sí,
en
la mente se limpia.
Sí.
Yo para mí, vaya.
Yo voy mucho a la biblioteca de San Pablo Santa Creu, es mi biblioteca, pero bailar ahí, en esas piedras, ha sido algo que no puedo expresar. No puedo expresarlo. Y desde luego sentir el olor a azahar a 3 calles de mi casa, pues ha sido maravilloso y no puedo explicar. Ha sido una experiencia mágica.